You need me and I need you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon. Welcome back to Flies Round Sugar, everybody, and for those that don't know, my name is Nathan. I'm a full-time reseller. Despite it being torrential rain out there all day, I've been out grafting. I've been catching pneumonia, getting the real deals. I ain't been sat at home sniping on Vinted, because that's not the way I do things, right? And I'm glad we did. We've got some absolute bangers today, some real high-ticket items, two that I'm very, very impressed with, and I'm really proud of grabbing. We also made a very expensive mistake, and let this be a lesson to you all. Always stick with what you know, right? But we'll get into that. Well, let's have a look at what we bought. And don't forget to hang around till the end of the video, because we've got two bangers that are very high ticket items that you should be keeping an eye out for as well. Because if I've picked these up this cheap, there's no reason that you can't either. Right, let's get this mistake out of the way first, because I've been thinking about this since this morning when I purchased them, and I kind of wish that I didn't, right? So on my way to the lockup this morning, I was walking through the shopping centre and I noticed a massive queue coming out of Waterstones. Door wasn't even open yet, and I was like, oh, it must be like a book signing or something like that. And I walked further round, and there's like a little kind of geek retreat shop, you know, like a board game shop and that, and they had a similar queue. And I was like, what the hell is going on, man? And I heard some fella say, it's Pokemon cards, and I thought, oi oi, I know that Pokemon cards can sell for quite decent money, right? So I thought, fuck it, you know what, I'm going to join the queue and I'm going to take a punt. So I did actually go back to the Waterstones as well and queued up there. So I bought two boxes of Ascended Heroes Elite trainer boxes, right? These were 50 quid each, right? Sealed, brand spanking new. And then from one shop I bought, they had a buy-in limit, you could buy one in one shop and one in the other. 3 mini tins. They did have this thing called a Charizard tin, which I was going to buy as well, but they'd sold out already. 3 of those were a tenner each, so I spent 130 clams, right? Thinking that, oi oi, we're going to be in for some good money. Now, my money's safe, which is the most important thing, but I've got a really strict set of metrics that I like to stick to, and that just doesn't fit in with them. So I looked on Vinted, right, and they're selling for anywhere between like 88 quid and like 125. So I'm going to try and sell mine on Facebook Marketplace for a really quick turnaround, because I just want a shot of them now. That return for me just isn't worth it. I know it's like a potentially quick turnover, but it's not something I want to get into. So let this be a warning to you, stick with what you know. That's why I should only stick with men's fashion, because I just want a shot of them now. I just want them gone. You know, I just want my money back and I want to move on and never touch Pokemon cards ever again. Right, let's get to the decent stuff now. The stuff that I really know about and the stuff that I'm quite passionate about and that I love selling. Menswear, right? There is plenty to get through today, so I might speed run some of it, but anyway, let's get to it. First up is this Aquascutum men's quarter zip, as you can see, with like, you know, almost like a blank Argyle kind of pattern on it. That's a size extra large Aquascutum. Got the nice house check just on the inside then. That was 4 quid. Should maybe get between 25 and 30 for that. It's just a shame that it's not covered in the house check, because that stuff sells really, really well. But that'll still sell. Nice and white. That'll go in the summer. I reckon that'll fly out in the summer, actually. There's a little mark on it. There is a mark on that, so that will have to come home with me for a wash. We'll get that nice and clean and then get it listed. This next piece took me back to being a child, because I used to have something really similar to this when I was dead young, and I used to love it. And it is a Nike colour block track jacket. Look at the swoosh on the back. That is outstanding. That is lovely colours. Yellow, off-white and red with a lovely Nike bit of branding here. It's got the hood. That's a size medium. Now, I did pay up for this, right? But I couldn't say a no to it. Especially because that swoosh is still intact. Usually these have been washed to death and that's all crackly and stuff like that. But that is pristine. So that was tenner. We should only get about 30 quid back for that. I know I was just saying I was quite strict with my metrics, but sometimes you've got to be a little bit lax when it's a nice piece. I think that's lovely. Again, buying with my heart instead of my head, but you know what? You've got to pick up nice pieces that you like, you know, that you're passionate about selling, and that is just fantastic. Love it. I'm always picking golf stuff up, and this is a brand that I do keep an eye out on when I'm out sourcing, and it is a Galvin Green quarter zip. Lovely pockets just on the arm there. Lovely bit of panelling. It's got the textbook Galvin Green branding just down the side there. These sell really well as soon as the sun comes out and people start hitting the golf course again. Galvin Green, you can't keep hold of. So we'll sit on that for a little bit. The sun's nearly out. Can anybody else wait for the sun to come out and car boot season to be back in full swing? Because the only car boot that's now on near me that seems to be on the regular is a million miles away, and it's kind of getting a little bit samey, you know, like sort of going around the charity shops and stuff like that. I would need a little bit more like outdoor stuff, I reckon. Keep me on my toes a little bit. But that's stunning. These should sell for like upwards of 30. I love the Galvin Green. So if you ever see it, keep an eye out for the Gore-Tex stuff, because that sells like upwards of 100 quid if you're getting the right size. But yeah, Galvin Green, really good brand to keep an eye out for. A little bit of 90s Adidas. So this is early 90s, an early 90s track top. I know that just because it's got, well, it's got the silver tag and there's no date tag on the hip tags. So that would indicate it's like early 90s, before like 93, I think that's when they start bringing the tags in. But yeah, just a white 3-stripe track top from the 90s. That'll have its market. I know exactly what kind of people will buy that. It'll be like people into like the whole casual scene and what have you. They go mad for 90s Adidas, but that's dead good. Nice baggy fit, really boxy. Should hopefully get like round about the 30 quid mark for that, and that was £4.95. The Galvin Green, by the way, I think it was 6 quid, which is a bargain if you ask me. Yeah, that was 6 quid and it's size XL. So next up we've got a little bit of bread and butter, and it is a Fat Face Early. You know it's an Early, well it does say so on the tagging anyway, but they've always got like quite a denim feel to them, you know, but it does say the Early on there. But if that's ever missing, they've usually got like a bit of a denim feel, a really rugged kind of thick material. That's a really nice colourway. I've never sold one in that colourway before. Usually the striped ones go the best. They usually sell for around about the 30 quid mark. And this was £5.50 and it's a size large. But yeah, we'll aim for maybe it's 30 on that just because it's so nice. But yeah, it's kind of like round about the going rate for them. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. Whew, this is a nice piece, man. Like, I've only recently started picking up a lot of this stuff, to be honest with you. I've just swerved it in the past, but it sells really well. It is St. Michael's from Marks and Spencer. This is a made in the UK piece, so they stopped making this about 25 years ago, and this is a full 100% wool knitted men's top. Look at the neckline, look at the patterns on it. Almost like Cosby style, you know, really nice fit. Really, really gorgeous. I couldn't see a no to that for 4 quid, could ya? Let's hopefully sell that for around about like sort of 20 to 25. Maybe it's on Depop, get a bit more for it on Depop. We are dead smart, love that. Couldn't see a no for 4 quid. So this next piece is from the Hospice, RIP, and this is a Hugo Boss quarter zip in black, size XL. Yeah, size XL. Got a lovely bit of branding just down here. Nice rubber patch on it. Hugo Boss can be a funny one for me. Like sometimes it's like fits in spurts. Sometimes I'll sell it quite regular, then I'll have bouts of it where it just like sits for ages. This was only £2.25, and it was £2.50, £2.50. Everything in the shop, this Hospice shop that I go to, is under £2.50. Pretty much, apart from some of the jackets are a little bit more expensive, but it's dirt cheap. They have a really high turnover of stock in there. Like everything's always getting restocked when I'm in there. That was the only thing I bought this time though. That's definitely got some dinner medals on that though, so that'll have to come home for a wash. Dead smart. Hopefully get around about like 20 to 25 again on that, I would have thought. Another day and another Arket piece. This is stunning. This is just a grey crew neck jumper by Arket. I think I've realised why Arket goes kind of like unchecked in charity shops, and it's because some Primark stuff has a really similar tag, so I don't know whether they think it's the same brand or what, but yeah, if you know Arket, you'll know it's like a European brand from Copenhagen, I think. Really good quality stuff, really modern tailoring, sells really well. Retail is like mega bucks, and the resale ain't too shabby either, but that was only £3.50, and that is a size large. Love it. Hopefully get like round about the, well, I've just sold a really similar one for 25 quid, so we'll aim for the same on that. Right, let's get to the trousers. So despite how much Cloudy or Lugly I pick up, you know, I've never picked up a pair of their chinos. This is the first time I've ever actually seen a pair of their chinos in the wild. Lovely deep maroon colour, size 34s, spotless, lovely branded buttons on the back. Made to the same quality as the shirt. Super soft. Like I thought they were moleskin at first, but they're not. They're just super soft. They sell for about 25 quid, and they cost me 4 quid. Bargain. Absolute bargain with that. If you watched my video about the Bolo items recently, you'll have seen that Cloudy or Lugly is definitely one to keep an eye out on. Cannot resist Berghaus when I see it. Cannot resist it. And this is a pair of outdoor, fully waterproof trousers. Some Berghaus stuff sells for daft monies, especially the trousers if you get the right type. We'll have to have a look, see which ones these are. I think these might be the expensive ones because they're like the high performance mountaineering products. We'll have a look at them though, but I'm going to take a wild guess and just be very conservative and say around about the 25 to 30 mark, but I think that might be worth a little bit more. Got the embroidered logo here instead of the printed one, which is ideal. Usually means that they're better quality, and they were 6 quid. But I know some of the trousers can sell up to around about like sort of 70 and 80, and they're a really good quality pair. But I'm just gonna, just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna say we'll get about 30 for them, just in case I'm wrong. But we'll have a look into them when we get a chance. Probably overpaid for these. Pair of, I just really liked the little navy rider and pony just here, but there are, if you've not guessed already, they're a pair of Ralph Lauren jeans in a sand colour, vintage. These were 7 quid. They're a size 34. I mean, they're obviously worth more than 7 quid, but yeah, I generally like to keep my polos, my Ralph Lauren trousers, to around about the 5, you know, like 4 or 5 mark. But yeah, we should hopefully get about 30 quid for them. Hopefully they'll go for the same price as the chinos go for. Right, what's these? Oh, right, okay, so these are a bit of a bargain. These are one of my favourite brands to pick up, and if you don't know them, get to know. So Spoke is a London brand, and they make really nice chinos. There's loads of like different builds to them, as they call it, so different cuts. These are a build B. I usually pick up the build C's. They seem more common. But yeah, build B's and size 34. Yeah, again, and they were only a £5. So if you know Spoke, you'll know they sell for around about like sort of the 30 quid mark quite comfortably. Really nice pair of blue chinos, and yeah, if you keep an eye out for Spoke, you're on for a bit of a winner if you can get them cheap enough. I've never really paid more than a £5 for them, to be fair. So that seems to be the going rate. Right, Bolo brand, right? Keep an eye out for these because these sell for really good money. And these are, I think these were a steal as well, man. These were so cheap. And they are new with tags, right? And they're a pair of Icebreaker merino wool shorts. Now, if you don't know Icebreaker, get to know Icebreaker, because they make really fantastic outdoor wear from over Aussie, New Zealand wear. And these are stunning. So these were only 2 quid. New with tags, remember, 2 quid. The merino wool, the mega lightweight, perfect for that kind of weather out there. They should resell on the resale market, given that the newer tags. I'm going to estimate around about like sort of the 50 quid plus mark, and for £2, that's absolutely banging. The only thing is, right, there was size 28 waist, but there was absolutely no chance that I was leaving these in the Chazza. Not happening. Not with the newer tags. But yeah, merino wool. Keep an eye out for Icebreaker. That's what you're looking for. Icebreaker. Very rarely see them, but if you do, grab them. So did you know that the brand that sells most on Vinted UK is Marks and Spencer's? That's kind of one of the reasons why I started picking up like vintage St. Michael stuff and some Marks and Spencer stuff. And these are a pair of St. Michael Marks and Spencer's premium cotton, really thick corduroy trousers, really beautiful fit. These are only £2 as well, from the same shop as I brought the Icebreakers from. £2. Size 34, so a good size. And they're absolutely stunning. Like, they're so heavy for a pair of chinos, basically corduroy chinos. Dead nice fit, really loose legs. I love them, I think they're great. Should get about £20 for them, if not a bit more, just because they're so nice. Like, even for a pair of Marks and Spencer cords, these are nice. When I picked them up, I was like, they just feel amazing. It's a shame that people can't touch them on Vinted. They're sick. I love them. I generally don't pick up a lot of Lacoste stuff, right? Just because the resale's a bit shit, even though they make some well nice items. But I couldn't say no to these. These were £2.75. Yeah, £2.75. And they are almost like Lacoste kind of jogger chinos kind of thing, with a lovely wooden button and some nice drawstrings there. They've got a class black crocodile just on the back there. I've never seen that before. I might have just led a sheltered life as per usual, but yeah, probably aim for between 15 and 20 on them, which isn't a bad turnaround actually from £2.75. But I couldn't leave them behind. They were just too smart. Right, another Bolo brand, right? Keep an eye out for these, man, because these sell really, really well. These are Air Blaster ski trousers, or like Sell Your Pets. Men's size large, really good quality, really nice colour, in almost like a maroon brown colour. That's your tag there. Air Blaster. Now these sell for around about the 70 quid-ish mark, and that's the branding on the back there. These were £3, and yeah, they should sell for around about the 60-70 mark, I would have hoped. Dead nice. You can just tell the quality. I mean, like, look at the zips and stuff. They've got really nice pull tags on. You can feel it as well. No rips, no tears, no repairs, out like that. Stunning bit of kit for that kind of crowd. But yeah, Air Blaster. Keep an eye out for that brand because it sells really well and it's quite good value. You know, like the comps are quite good in anyway. Definite one to keep an eye out on. So if you don't know already, I'm based in Greater Manchester. Now, Greater Manchester used to have this thing called Bury New Road, and it was like one street that was known as the counterfeit capital of the UK. It was insane down there. It was like being in a Moroccan souk. They used to put you in the shop and pull the shutters down in case the cops come past, and it used to sell all knocky off stuff, all Mickey Mouse stuff, from perfumes to watches to bed linen to all sorts, man. You could get whatever down there. It was nuts. I mean, it was a grand day out, because it was dead good fun, but yeah, it was just full of counterfeit wear. So, point I'm trying to make is, get to the point, is the charity shops are generally full of fake Stone Island stuff. Now, I scanned these in the shop and they came back as legit, so I did pay up for them a little bit. They were a tenner. So I don't think that's bad at all, really, given the resale for them should be like upwards of 50, maybe even 60. I have picked up legit stuff in the past. I did a video actually where I picked up loads of it. In one swoop, in one donation. It was all legit. So yeah, so very happy with those. If you do resell, get the Certi logo app, or just like when you're in shops and you're a bit unsure, scan it, scan the QR code, it'll take you to the website, put the code in, and then follow the instructions, and it'll flash it on screen whether it's authentic or whether it's fake. I've actually did a video on it, what you should see when you do the process. Really helpful, especially when you're reselling stuff. Not a brand I would generally go out and pick up for unless it was dirt cheap, but I couldn't resist these because they are new with tags. And these are a pair of white stuff fitted kind of trousers, chinos, in like a lovely kind of almost textured blue colour. But as you can see, the new with tags. The RRP on these was 70 quid. 70 quid, and I paid 4 quid for them. No, I didn't. I paid £4.50 for them. They're a size 30, so not ideal, but we'll list them and we'll hopefully try and get as close to RRP as possible. Obviously sell them cheaper, but yeah, we'll try and get close to that. Lovely pair of straight leg chinos. If you know white stuff, you'll know that they make some really good quality stuff, and they've definitely got their market. So very happy to pick them up for £4.50. So I see this brand all the time, and I generally don't pick it up because usually they're asking way too much for it in charity shops. But this is a Melka jacket, and it was only 3 quid. So it's definitely like 80s ski vibes, you know, like give me that kind of look. But it's got gorgeous pockets on it. It's a lovely grey colour with the hood. And yeah, for 3 quid, I was like, I can't really say no to that, really, given like what the weather's been like recently. We'll just sell that cheap. There's the branding just on the sleeve there. That should get about 20 to 25 quid. I'd accept a bit less for it, given that it was 3 quid. But yeah, Melka, not a brand that I'd generally pick up unless it was 3 quid for a spotless 80s ski jacket, really. More Marks and Spencer's stuff, man. I've been on like a Marks and Spencer's kick, really. I sound like me nan. Shop my bloody Marks and Spencer's. Look at that though, that is a gorgeous navy corduroy overshirt. So heavy, so heavy. Marks and Spencer's overshirt in size large, blue corduroy, and that was only 4 quid. We're going to try for 25 quid on that, just 'cause it's so nice. Real boxy fit, really nice pockets in it, nice and heavyweight, lovely and square bottom, man. That is good. It's almost got like a French chokecoat fit to it, you know, like that kind of square bottom. I love that. I think that's great. Yeah, dead nice. For 4 quid, I thought we'll take a risk on that. So I probably paid up for this a little bit. It was 10 quid, and it was a 2012, 2013 Real Madrid home shirt. There's a little bit of crackling to the sponsor there. No too much to worry about it. I thought this was going to be worth more, but it sells for about like between 40 and 50. It's a size XL, which is good, and it's pretty spotless, other than the slight crackling to the sponsor. It is legit, all the numbers and stuff check out. But yeah, 10 quid for that. Hopefully turn that into about 40 minimum. Ideally 50, but yeah, we'll see with that. Gonna move on to t-shirts now, and this is just a Parlez kind of like Breton striped t-shirt. That's the brand that you're looking for, Parlez. They kind of make like skatewear and like streetwear and stuff like that, big with that crowd. That's just a gorgeous t-shirt with a lovely spell out. That's fully embroidered, it's not printed. Lovely spell out. You should get about 15 quid for that maximum. Not a lot of money, but that was 3 quid. So £3. Hopefully turn that into 15, 10 to 15, I reckon. So I think this is new without tags. It's still got the creasing and stuff, you know, where it's folded on the shelf. That is a Carhartt, a pink Carhartt spell out t-shirt in size large, and that was £3.50. I'm going to sell it as used, but I believe that that's just been unworn. It should get between 10 and 15 quid for that. T-shirts generally have like a ceiling, especially with that kind of stuff, but that's a great colourway to have. Lovely spell out on the front, and yeah, not bad for £3.50. Woo! So you know, I've been picking up loads of wrestling t-shirts recently. So one of the charity shops that I went in had like loads and loads of vintage t-shirts, and like loads of streetwear brands like Cortez and Palace and stuff like that, and Supreme, but they were all fake. And then I've seen this, and this is it's an official WWE shirt. It's got the screen printed tag here, size medium. and it is John Cena's farewell tour. Now, I picked this up because I was like, it's going to be like a collectible of the future. This sells for about 35 quid. And it cost me £3, which I think is a bit of a bargain. It's got a lovely back print on. Sick print on the front, man. Like, I thought it was some bootleg that you buy outside the venues at first, but it's not. That's an official product. Got this brand, a little bit of printing on the bottom. You can't see me on the back. But yeah, so that sells for about 35 quid, so I'm buzzing with that. Nice to have. So this is a Blizzard. So if you know your gaming, Blizzard might mean something to you, but it is a Blizzard promo t-shirt for StarCraft. I don't think it's vintage or out like that, but it is an official promo shirt. The only reason I picked that up is I sold a Doom promo shirt recently for 17 quid, so I thought we'll take a risk. It was £1.50, so hardly breaking the bank. Even if I sell it for like a tenner, then I've still done all right, you know. But yeah, StarCraft 2 promo shirt, lovely print on the front there. We'll aim for about 15 on that and see what happens. Lovely bit of Nike silver tag just here. It is the Joga Bonita, range. So Y2K, Nike football, lovely black and gold with a little bit of velvet on the front there. It's got the Honor thing on the bottom just here. These can sell for really good money, like 35 to 40 quid for some of this stuff. I'm going to aim for about 20 to 25 on that, 'cause it was £5. I generally wouldn't pay £5 for a t-shirt, but I thought because it's silver tag Nike and kind of that whole Joga Bonita thing. Joga Bonita means play beautifully, by the way. But yeah, we'll see what we get with that. Quite a nice piece. Nice bit of Y2K Nike. So, I've seen this, and I have no idea who the band is or who she is, but apparently it's just some like YouTuber who successfully made the transition into performing to stadiums and stuff like that. I've heard she's quite experimental, and given the t-shirt, it's almost like got a black metal vibe. That is Poppy. Now, I picked that up for £3.50, and it's new with tags, so it's unworn. There's one sold on eBay for 22 quid, so we'll try that. But yeah, Poppy, no idea who she is. I do still pick up contemporary band shirts as well as the vintage ones, because some of them will still hold their value, depending on who it is. But yeah, size 2XL, new with tags, Damage Society t-shirt, sick print on the front, and yeah, we'll aim for about 22 quid, so not bad really from a £3.50 investment. Orvis, I don't really pick up much from, but I just couldn't resist this almost like safari utility shirt. That is amazing. It's so heavyweight as well, man. Like, but it's proper breathable. Orvis, it's a size XL or double XL even, and that was 4 quid. These sell for about 20 to 25. Really good quality shirt. Class pockets on that. Lovely bit of like safari, you know, wear with a nice orange trim on the inside of the collar. I think that's great. Lovely straps on the shoulders here. Yeah. Fantastic that. The Orvis that I've picked up in the past has always been like the pattern shirts, you know, like the thick, heavyweight, fleecy shirts. Almost like, some of them look like Pendleton shirts. If you can find them, they sell quite well. But yeah, dead nice. Love that. 4 quid. Definitely coming on with me. It's a bit of women's wear. Woo-hoo. Wolf whistle indeed. This is a black label Ralph Lauren shirt dress. Absolutely impeccable condition, size 10, but that's stunning. So if you know Black Label, you'll know that it was like Ralph Lauren's kind of higher end luxury range from the early the early 2000s. The early 2000s. Got a lovely bit of embroidery just here. There's your Black Label. That was 4 quid, and that should sell for around about like sort of 40, between 30 and 40 quite comfortably. Not a bad turnaround. I don't really do much women's wear just because I ain't got a bloody clue, to be honest with you. I should be wearing gloves for these next pieces because they're both minging. They both need to come home for a bloody good wash. I mean, you can probably see the yellow one. I don't really even know why I picked these up, to be fair. Well, I do know why I picked them up because they're £1 each. But they are 2 Reese shirts. That's your first one. You can see the stains on them, man. Oh my God. That's going to need a very deep oxy. It looks like, oh my God, look at the back. If that's sweat, I'm going to be so mad. But yeah, £1 each. I thought, you know what, I'll take them home, I'll wash them, and then we'll see what happens to them. They might end up in the rag. That's your first one. Then we've got a second one in lighter. Let's have a look at the stains on this in the light. Oh, that one looks relatively clean. It's not. Newsflash, that's not clean. I can see it close up. Look at the neck. But yeah, a re-shirt, another £1. If they come up clean and I can sell them on, then we should get between 15 and 20 for them. If not, they'll just go in the rag. Last bit of Marks and Spencer's, I promise you. This is just a lovely kind of like check shirt. Again, it's St. Michael's for Marks and Spencer. So you're looking at like, I think they stopped making in the early 2000s. I could be wrong. If you know the proper answer, bang it in the comments. But that's just a gorgeous shirt, and that was only £3.50 from the British Art Foundation. All the other shirts were like £7-8 in there, but that one was only £3.50. So I thought, you know what, we'll take it. Nice big size, lovely check to it. Yeah, hopefully I get maybe about 20 quid for that. I would have left it if it was the same price as the other shirts. So one of the shops that I went into, we just had a big donation of like running stuff. Asics, New Balance, Caramore, etc, etc, and all the trainers that they had were absolutely shagged. They'd all been ran out of, the treads were gone, there was damage to the heels, the inlays were all tore up, but everything was priced at £8, or all the trainers were priced at £8, including these Hockers. These are a pair of the Bondi 7s, and these are absolutely spotless. Very, very, very minimal wear to the treads, no damage to the insides just here. And yeah, they were only £8, so we should get between 45 and maybe it's like 50 for them, given the size. Half 7, bit annoying, but got to snap Hockers up when you see them. Very rarely see them for under a tenner, really. So £8 definitely coming on with me. So I'm going to show you the buys of the day today. Now these two are absolutely incredible. Same shop. Now the shop that I bought them from is closing down, which is really sad because it's one of my favourite places to go. So everything's half price in the shop, which makes this deal a little bit even sweeter, you know. While I've got you here, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe and notification button if you want to keep up with these videos, because we are updating on the regular. Now let's get to these finds. Right, I'm going to show you the shoes first, right, because these are absolute killers. Like, these are absolutely outstanding. They even let me keep the shoe trees as well, and these are a pair of Crockett & Jones loafers, handmade in England. Beautiful vintage. Look at the colours, so nice, like a chestnut brown. They are a size 7.5. I'm fine with that. When it comes to this brand, I'm absolutely fine with that, because they still sell upwards of like 150, and these were, so they were a tenner, but remember everything's half price, so these were only £5, including the shoe trees. If you don't know Crockett & Jones, then get to know them. Definitely keep an eye out for them. All the brandings kind of like come off the inside, otherwise I'd show you it, but they are made in England. Really good quality. You can just see the quality of them and feel it. Like, they're just outstanding. But yeah, they can sell for anywhere upwards of like 200 quid. So the retail on the handmade pairs is obscene, like absolutely obscene. So yeah, very happy to pick them up for a £5, £5 for a pair of Crockett & Jones. Buzzing. So the next piece is from the same shop, so bearing in mind that this is in the half price sale as well. And this is one for all resellers to keep an eye on. Write this brand down, mental note, because it is just a Hawaiian shirt. This is like quite a quiet one compared to the usual designs, but it's still worth really good money. So the price on this was £3, but I got it for £1.50, and it is a Mambo Loud shirt. So that's the brand in there. If you know, you know already. But yeah, these can sell for absolutely insane amount of money. We're talking like 170 quid for some of them. Upwards of like 100 easy on that. But that is a stunner. So this is designed by a guy called Reg Mombassa, who was from the band Mental As Anything, who were an Aussie band. He's like an artist, musician kind of thing. And usually the shirts are full of like tiki heads, hula girls and stuff like that. If you find one of them, then you're onto the big bucks, but this is still really class. But yeah, Mental as Anything did that. Hey, you there with the sad face, come up to my place and live it up. Yeah, you know the one, yeah. But yeah, so I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Mambo Loud shirts, we'll flag it again there so you can keep an eye on it. It's got a very distinctive tag, almost like a Sailor Jerry style tattoo of like a hula girl. Mambo Loud shirts, that's what you're looking for, Mambo Loud. And they are very loud, to say the least. But yeah, nice wooden buttons. Almost like a, what would you say that was? Like surfy kind of pattern to it, you know, like almost like shells and stuff like that in the sand. That's the vibe I'm getting for it. Dead nice, really good quality, very collectible in any way. So yeah, buzzing with that. 150 into, I don't know, like 150 I'm going to say. Because we'll list that as with a premium just because it's so nice, and I'm buzzing with it, absolutely buzzing. So that is everything from today. So we got absolutely loads on today's sourcing mission. Very happy. A lot of kind of like mixed values, you know, from like the 20 quids up to like hundreds of pounds, which is like an ideal sourcing day if you ask me. A little bit high end, a little bit low end, bread and butter. Let's not talk about the Pokemon cards. I'm not interested in them anymore. They can jog on. We're going to take them home and we're going to try and sell them on Facebook Marketplace for quite a quick turnaround. If some mother can rock up with just the cash and give me not much more than I paid for them, then I just want them shot. Let that be a lesson to you all. Stick to what you know and don't get caught up in the hype of seeing queues and all that, 'cause that's exactly what happened to me. I'm ashamed to say I got caught up in the hype of seeing the queue. My eyes went green with dollar signs, and that's not been the case. Stick to what you know. Thanks for joining, and we will see you in the next one.